All right, so we are here for part two of the league bowling discussion, and I only want to have a part two because I think some things were left out. Not a lot of suggestion on how to correct things per se. But I think in that last video, I did a poor job of explaining my position as far as how league bowlers have perceived professional bowling. I I think I kind of made it seem like all league bowlers think they're better than PBA bowlers, and that's just not the case. I would say, the majority of people who are bowling a serious or semi-serious league understand the difference between what they're bowling on and what the pros are bowling on. So I don't think that's really an issue. It's more the leagues like the fun leagues, like the Tuesday Beer and Pizza League, where they're just kind of coming in. Most of them don't even have their own ball, or if they do have their own ball, it's just they just got it. We have one of those leagues, a couple of those leagues on Tuesday night in Waterford Lanes, and some of those people, I mean, they've most of them have come in and bought bowling balls, and then when you talk to them about the different aspects of bowling, the different variables that come into play, like most of them don't even realize now that the lanes are different now than what they were when they were first bowling their league. They're they didn't realize that the lanes were different as far as a new surface because we just put in all new lanes up there. So it's kind of there's not a big understanding about the playing field so much. And you will notice that there's a lot of people out there, rec bowlers, people who just go bowling for fun. They're not serious in the sport. That they don't realize that there's even different types of lanes. They've never paid attention to something like that, so they just think there's just different colors maybe. But for the most part, I feel like the education platform, we have such a good platform now, like with my channel, with a lot of these different channels and stuff. Um, Hold on, got a phone call. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. Dr. G called. He's heading to an event. You can go bowl a tournament. I'm taking the weekend off. So I was going to go down to Cincinnati and bowl an event, but I got lazy this weekend. Want to get some stuff done around the house and, get ready for the regional next weekend and Nesbitt's tournament the weekend after that, the first weekend of July. So, yeah, we have platforms that are kind of getting pretty big. You've got the house, you've got Brad and Kyle, you got this channel, and a bunch of other ones too, that people are starting to grow and do more and more, a lot more entertainment type stuff, a lot more educational type things, a good mixture of everything. I think there's just a great opportunity now to where, all of us that have been doing this for a few years now, I think between my channel and Brad and Kyle's, we all kind of started at around the same time. I think we kind of laid the foundation for the ability to create some education online. And there were channels that were out before us, but they were just not people that they didn't put enough time into it. They didn't keep doing it. They didn't keep trying to grow and do the things that they need to do. So, like Brad and Kyle's channel has over 100,000 followers now. This one's creeping up close to 60. The house has over 60,000, so it's just, you got some people that are out in the industry, some people that are bowling well, and, they are just gaining a bigger following, creating some traction and stuff. Now we have the opportunity to really do some teaching and teach people about the game, show people these sports, show people these players, and show them how good they are. But I think what we want to talk about is, what can we do to show that? And I think one of the issues we have is not having a general understanding of, why certain centers are tougher than other centers, based on the pattern and everything. And I think what we need to do, I was talking to Bruce Falcon out in Vegas, and I think he had a pretty good idea. How it would be implemented, I'm not sure, but it's definitely doable. But we're talking about like like in golf, you gain a handicap by recording your score and everything based on the course you play, all that type of stuff. And there's a slope rating. I think we need to start sloping bowling centers some way, somehow. The problem with that is then that would require the center to not change their pattern from year to year, or from, during the year. Whatever your pattern is, your house pattern is for that year, I mean, I guess that really shouldn't matter too much because like golf courses change hole positions, which then changes, the course and everything. So I guess if you're going to, change those things, then you need to, readjust for whatever the slope would be based on that. So we need to slope centers basically based on many different things like the pattern itself, what's the ratio, what's the volume, what's the length, what type of lane surface are you on, how many lanes do you have, is the AC working, does your furnace work properly, maybe those things aren't that important, but they do affect the lane play a little bit. Things like the flat gutters, are they deep, are they shallow, your kickbacks, are they bouncy, are they old, are they cement, are they, what are they? um, you know, uh, all those types of variables can come into play to slope a bowling center. Now, who would you put out there to, regulate this? I think it would be tough, but I think it could be doable. Um, I think, like they used to do, they'd have people come out and certify lanes and they'd get paid per lane and stuff. I think you could do the same thing. It would be a little bit more rigorous process, but I think you could do it for sure. You tape the lanes, you check the pattern, you show what, this is their league pattern, this is their slope. Now, I guess you could have people trying to cheat, and, say that their lane pattern is actually, 6-1 and rather than the 10-1 or 12-1 that it really is. And, so your slope score would be higher than the other. So then your average would mean more, I guess, if you're following what I'm saying here. Um, but I think there's got to be a way to make people realize, like, okay, I'm bowling here where my average is, 220 at Waterford lanes. I'm going to go bowl at 300 bowl. Their slope rating, they're a little bit tougher center. So my 220, is equivalent to, let's say 225 at 300 bowl because their slope is a little bit lower. They're a tougher course. They're a tougher center. So my average is different in that center based on, whatever the slope reading is, those types of things. And it wouldn't be that difficult to track. I mean, we had average tracking already. All these USBC certified leagues and stuff, our scores are already sent in. They're already updated and stuff. Dang it. I shouldn't have did this in the morning. Hold on. Need coffee. I think that was for the one person that complained about me yawning during videos. You shouldn't. If you're that bored doing these videos, just don't do them or wait till you're awake. It's not that I'm bored. For some reason, I think it's when I'm talking something, lack of oxygen or something. Because isn't that what it is? It's when you're yawning, it's because of a lack of oxygen to the brain or something like that. Maybe that's why I'm so dumb. I got no oxygen in my brain. uh, so anyway, so I think there could be a way to show those things as far as a slope rating, a scale, to show that each center is different, So, yeah, I would like to see something like that implemented. Maybe Bruce will see this and he'll be able to kind of chime in a little bit and talk about that. One of the other things he was talking about is, like, especially with pro shops, like trying to hold pro shops accountable and make sure they're, even if they're just a part-time hole in the wall shop, that they only do it for, a hobby. They're not trying to, make a living or anything out of the shop. They're just there to help people, still hold them accountable, make it to where, shops need to go through certification of some sort, make it like a PBA certification, because PBA has the biggest name in bowling, still to this day. If you put PBA, you slap PBA on there, then, it means something for the most part. Some people don't agree with that, but it's, those are people that just have an issue with the PBA in general. But you could do a certification to where, you have to take an online test or something and do these things in order to, become certified, become PBA certified. And it can't be an easy thing. It can't be to where like PBA, let's be honest, like the PBA's, becoming a PBA member is not very difficult. I don't even know what it is anymore. You got to average like 200 for, I don't even know how many games. That's not very difficult. There's a lot of people that qualify in that and they're able to just become a PBA professional. I think it needs to be a little bit stricter than that, but they are a membership organization. So that membership does help, throughout the year and all that. So they kind of have to have some members. And they are growing. You're getting a lot more people joining the PBA and bowling more events and stuff too. So that's kind of nice. Um, but yeah, I think if there was some certification of some sort for these pro shops that they, have to go through some online testing and answer some questions and make sure they know the ins and outs of layouts and know the ins and outs of how to properly do certain things with interchangeables and all this and just whatever it may be. I mean, whoever would want to put it together, I don't even know, but they could have Innovative do it, or Turbo, or somebody. I don't really know who would do it. Kegel, somebody could put something like that together and then make it PBA certified. They get a big banner, and then they get whatever else, and it could be there it is again. It could be a cool thing, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know what you think in the comments below on how we can implement something like this, like a slope rating or something like that, for bowling centers, so we can try and figure out how to get people to understand that what they're bowling on is completely different. Like if yeah, we already talked about that, but that's it. I'm out of here. I'm going to get out of here. We'll talk about something different a little bit later, but I got to go do some yard work and stuff before it gets too hot. So we'll see you guys later.